closing down a bit on concern the current OPEC deal, output deal anyway, could implode or OPEC itself could fracture. The market is nervous about sort of the every nation for itself mentality again that hit last year when oil prices collapsed. So very timely, I guess. About an hour ago, I wrapped an interview, a long-ranging interview with Saudi Energy Minister Prince Abdulaziz bin Salman. It was a long interview. It was about 20 minutes long. But part of it, I asked him about any failure to get a new deal done or whether the current output cut deal itself, the one that's still in place, could fail, setting off a price war like that last year. He rejected that out of hand.
The very basic argument is that in March 2020, that agreement by the end of that month would have concluded. So actually, in March 6th, we were trying to work out a new agreement. In this one, no, we still have a 9-month period. And therefore, I have no qualms in my mind that I can speak now for Saudi Arabia, that we have no single doubt in our minds that we will live to this agreement to the letter. I have heard from so many of our colleagues. In fact, I don't recall any that did not repeatedly stress the commitment of this to this agreement. So, comparing what was happening in 2020, March 2020, and what is the story now, I don't think there is that any type of similarity.
So what he's saying is that if the new deal, the output increase deal does not go, the old deal where we get no new barrels will hold. That is bullish for the price of oil. Okay, guys, we also know the White House has been monitoring what's going on, saying that there have been some high-level discussions between the groups, the White House, OPEC members, etc. So I asked Abdulaziz bin Salman if he himself personally had spoken with the White House directly.
I'd like to be honest, but I haven't yet personally talked to anybody yet. But of course, I'm not at liberty to share any of these things that I'm entitled to speak about what did I hear and what did I speak, but I haven't yet spoken to anybody.
All right, so that's important. He says he personally hasn't, but he couched it about not being at liberty to go into more details, guys, and given the risk of much higher and oil and gas prices that are possible, it is conceivable the White House talks are at very high diplomatic levels in Washington because $85 oil and $5 gallon gasoline, if it comes, certainly politically won't fly. And right now, OPEC and this production deal hold a lot of the cards. He also added there are no current ongoing negotiations as well. Much more on Worldwide Exchange tomorrow, 5 a.m. Eastern Time.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.